Oh, hello. I didn't see you there. Today I'm going to be conducting an experiment as a sequel to my previous book, The Tipping Point. We're going to be analyzing the infamous Chris McCandless and his thoughts and views of the American character. We are going to see how little changes in his environment affect his mind.
Buckler.
Today we will be looking at Chris's inner thoughts while he sleeps. He will be visited by many key characters from American literature. My name's Jim, and I got important things to talk to you about.
How so? I thought I was an American character. I have courage and I stay true to my individual self. What else could there be?
Having courage and being an individual is a good thing, but you gotta take righteousness into perspective. It is not always about you. You have to have your own ideas, but a true American has ideas that benefit others, that they love you as well as yourself.
Well, why do you say that?
Well, when I ran away, it was not only for me, but so I could free the ones that I loved around me. Also, I could set an example for the slaves in our society.
I guess I'll let you live this time.
Here, Jim teaches Chris one of the aspects within the true character of an American, which is an individual that not only acts to benefit himself, but others around him. When one person acts with a strong moral code, according to the law of the few, many people will follow an example.
So hungry. Those birds are gonna have to suffice for my dinner tonight.
Did you hear that gunshot?
Yeah, I think that guy's gonna shoot us. Are those birds talking?
Yes, we are. Dear Lord, what's wrong with this man? Does he not notice the worth of all of God's creatures?
Well, I don't care, and I'm hungry and you guys are food.
We're going to teach this man a lesson.
A lesson about what?
You need to understand how to use religion to find your role in society.
As a priest, I was expected to live by higher law, and when I sinned, I lost my identity as an individual in society. Because I got caught up in trying to please the Puritan society. Society warps religion. Society expects perfection. And if you are found guilty of sin, you are no longer welcome in society.
In contrast, higher law is dictated between you and God. Higher law involves forgiveness of sin. Societal religion just judges and punishes an individual who sins.
So I need religion in my life?
No, you need to follow a higher law. I followed higher law and I was forgiven. This led me to happiness.
However, I followed religious law, and I was led to not being forgiven. And through this, it led to my own self-destruction.
So instead of following institutionalized religion that is dictated by society, you need a relationship with God that follows higher law to be an individual.
Now that Chris has learned about his higher law and nature's role in his life, he has to realize what influences change within the definition of a true American character. Ooh, that was yummy for dinner. Society has affected you too much. Be one with nature and you will find your inner peace.
I everyone and everything behind to be in nature and to find myself in nature.
Well, that is where you are wrong. You're not listening to nature.
Who are you and why are you accusing me of not having peace?
I'm Paul. Nature for me is a getaway where I escape from the corrupt standards of society. I'm sure you know what I mean. I am dependent on nature to find my faith and truth that leads me to my salvation. You can only transcend by creating and doing God's work. And that's how you can find your inner peace, Chris. Paul brings up a good point. As an American, one goes into nature to be renewed so that when you go back to society, you will be your true self and know your identity. This further supports the idea of the law of the few and how one person can connect the whole community to peace and nature.
What does the fox say?
Gosh, why everybody in America so dang stupid? Everybody just do what everybody does. Everybody all nice and civilized, and nobody questions anybody. Everybody in America just hop on that bandwagon and ride.
Finally, food! I've never had a fox before, but it'll have to do.
You just like everybody else. You don't question if there's any other food now, do you?
What? You are like the fourth animal I've tried to kill, but all I want is food.
No, what you really want is to learn what a true American is. An American is someone who overcomes hardships, makes mistakes, and keeps going. I had some hard times with my mother being gone and all, and my path kept taking all my money. I had to get out of it.
So what'd you do?
Me and Jim, we kept going to escape all the problems.
The moose?
The moose!
I had the same hard times too.
So now you can relate. That is why you have gained more of an American character by the end of your journey. Throughout your adventure, your morals have developed and you've started making sense of life from your experiences. Those experiences and that moral maturation are the things you need to develop the character of an American. You just gotta chug through all those lousy obstacles and keep on hoping for the best.
What a weird dream. All of a sudden, everything makes sense. A true American character is one who is selfless, finds inner peace in nature, follows a higher law, and develops character by overcoming obstacles. An individual's role in society is to set a good example for others so they can improve themselves as well.
Many of Chris's characteristics match those of a true American, but he still has some growing to do before he can be considered one. Talking with each of the animals has helped him to realize his similarities and his differences to the American character, and what he must change in himself. He is similar due to his courage and individualism, but different because he needs to explore the higher law to attain moral growth. On his Alaskan expedition, Chris travels into the wilderness alone to find inner peace through nature, just as Paul finds his inner peace through fly fishing. Chris overcame many obstacles throughout his travels. He was unprepared throughout his journey, but he learned from his mistakes and adapted like a true American. On the other hand, Chris did not act to benefit others. He actually did the opposite. He separated his loved ones and acted in his own self-interest. Chris also never developed his own personal connection to God and the higher law. Through his experiment, the characters transformed Chris, changing his views on what makes a true American. If Chris applies what he learned from the animals, then he can be considered a true American individual. Don't forget to check
What original Dana Ball